Welcome to the finale of Batman Arkham Asylum. We have our Jordan with us, and we're ready to take Ivy down.
Yeah.
I am here, yes! Hello, everybody. I'm so sorry. I had to get my hair cut.
No,
That's right, it's her birthday haircut.
Yes, my birthday was a couple days ago, and my sister came to visit because reasons. And she gave me a nice haircut, and yeah, I'm feeling good today. How about you guys?
I'm
Doing alright.
Yeah, remember, we're about to knock this sucker down.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess just to bring Jordan up to speed, all you really missed was we pretty much put together the formula we need to pretty much cure the Titan. We got through Killer Croc's section, which, again, you weren't missing anything too special. And now we're pretty much going to Ivy to pretty much inject the antidote into her, because her control of plant life here, it's getting to a point where if it spreads any further, all of her plants could reach to Gotham.
Ooh.
Good.
It's like...
I'm sorry.
it's like,
I'm sorry. Were you thinking I was trying to, like, give you the 5-star treatment with this?
Actually, I was just thinking back to like a variation of like the one CDI game. It's like, you killed my babies. Good.
Oh, I see
Actually, what I was thinking of when she said, the more you kill my plants, it makes me angrier. Good, we'll put you in anger management class.
You know I can't afford it, Batman.
Do you think you can handle me?
Boom.
Oh, dang.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, monster.
I'm waiting.
No, that's not a monster. That's a weed.
Isn't there a difference?
Well, there's a difference. Weeds we can uproot.
Let's try it.
Okay, you got a point. You got a point.
So, okay, so careful about it. This isn't a challenging section, is it?
Not really. It's just a simple walk over to that room that Ivy was at.
Mm-hmm.
There is one thing that we are going to have to keep mindful of. Apparently, while she was here, she also took control of some of the staff that were still hanging about.
Well, then let's just knock them out like we normally do.
Nothing personal, gentlemen. I'm just delivering Bat justice.
Anyway, there you go. That's about all. That's about as much justice as we can afford in the budget. So now we're going to be going through total injustice for the rest of this part.
At the exact moment, that Vi could have just slapped Batman right down.
Oh no, she's wanting him to come to her.
Oh, that way she can have the personal pleasure of defeating us herself.
Yes.
Don't ever say personal pleasure again.
Personal satisfaction.
I know, I'm just being an ass.
Oop.
Speaking
Oh!
of being an ass.
I won't let you destroy it, Batman.
I told you to go to your cell.
I was a fool. I thought the plans were in pain.
I mean, granted, it was on me for thinking you'd actually listen to me, but still, you could have at least humored me.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what's often considered the only really worthwhile boss fight in Arkham Asylum, and it's with Poison Ivy and her giant plant thing.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Nom. And
I
then
don't worry, it
credits
doesn't
roll.
kill her.
He's like, oh crap, I forgot!
See?
Okay.
Just puts her in a little cocoon. Now, basically, what we're going to want to do here is that, yeah, she's pretty much going to do things like summon some plants that'll spike up. If you get caught in those, you'll actually be entangled in vines, so you'll have to rapidly press the action button to escape them.
Okay, so just throw batarangs at the cage.
Basically, you want to throw them at her when that shield's down, like that.
Oh,
However, the only
oh.
time her shield is down is when she does these projectile attacks. So timing them as well as dodging can be a little tricky, but it's nothing that's impossible.
Even Ivy needs to breathe sometimes.
Fair. Careful.
Well, speaking of which,
Oh.
and yeah.
Other than that's been you didn't miss too much, Jordy. We got enough of that. We got enough of these anti-spores to create an antidote for the venom
For the
toxin thingy, Titan toxin.
Yeah,
And-
I'm pretty sure I said all that already.
Well, Jordy wasn't here for. Oh, wait, no, she was. You were. That's right. You were explaining to her.
It's okay. It's okay. You were giving me another recap just to refresh my memory, because sometimes I tend to be forgetful. I
It's-
appreciate. I appreciate you, Pat Pat.
You know, I shouldn't be pushing the pansies any more than I already have last part, but, remember, you know how it was, the more I think about it, it was 50% Poison Ivy's fault that Robin was such an insufferable character in the Batman Robin movie?
Oh.
Oh yeah,
well,
you're
well,
right.
It's almost as if Batman and Robin had not really good writing.
Oh, yeah.
It's all because of that. It's all because of that lovey-dovey perfume she kept spewing at everybody.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, that seduction is kind of one of her shticks.
If I could give my 2 cents about that movie, is it wrong for me to say that it was my guilty pleasure movie at the time?
Well, I could totally see it being a guilty pleasure. Like, it's stupid, but it's kind of a fun stupid.
I mean, yeah. At the end of the day, I don't really hate that movie as much as other Jews, but that's only because I primarily go into that movie, and to some extent Batman Forever, with the intent of treating it like a Silver Age Batman story.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I can see
you
that.
at least had the knowledge going in that you knew it wasn't going to be like too good.
Well, no,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like that's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna go into the movie thinking, "Oh my gosh, this is an incredible, like, serious tone movie." Like, I was kind of, I've already gone into it with the expectation that it's gonna be kind of schlock.
Yeah, I mean,
I
how
know-
the hell can you take? How else are you gonna take? Well, hold on, I'm trying to say. How the heck are you even gonna be able to remotely treat venom infused or plant infused, whatever, venom infused Dumbo bodyguard Bane? Seriously.
There was
Yeah,
that, and also the fact that Mr. Freeze, Mr.
Is
Freeze
Arnold
actually
Schwarzenegger.
is Arnold Schwarzenegger, and also mandates that all of his villains watch and learn the song "I'm Mr. I'm."
Oh yeah,
I'm
he forces
Snow
them to
Miser
listen to the Snow Miser song.
on repeat.
I thought it was funny, honestly.
No, I like
Well,
Snow Miser. I just
that's
can't
all,
imagine
like-
there's gotta be oh, well, we killed her.
Oh,
No, not killed her. Basically, she technically has 2 health bars. We will down 1. Now we pretty much try to spray her shield wide open.
I just stand there for a second.
I just had to put my mark.
Kaboom.
Dang, they only cracked it.
Don't worry, the next time we do it, it'll pretty much outright destroy it. But there's also another thing you gotta keep in mind of. Remember how she took over some of the Arkham inmates earlier?
Yes.
Now she's pretty much gonna spawn them out, so you have to deal with them on top of her attacks that she'll spew out.
Oh, and they're
Also-
infinite.
Yeah, sort of. And also, well, should be said, don't worry too much if you accidentally toss them off the platform like that.
Yeah.
You can't hear a water splash.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because there is technically still like a river under there.
Right.
Yep, we are technically still on an island.
But yeah, I'm not like
sleep.
I'm not upset about the Snow Miser thingy. It's more that like I have to imagine like there's some henchman who's just like, how did I get here?
It's like it basically is just meant to be like pure Adam West cheese. And granted, I don't think it has like the same wit as the Adam West show does, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of another thing that kind of throws it off is that they are still going full throttle with the backstory that they implanted with the animated series.
Well, to be fair, like the animated series is, as far as I know, the only thing to actually give them like a real proper backstory.
Right, and it's
Yeah.
just the fact that they still keep true to that, even though it is applied to a very schlocky B-rated villain.
Right.
yeah.
Well, someone that's written to be a schlocky B-rated villain, anyway.
Right.
Right. Right. Right.
Cause-
Right.
Because honestly, under the right hands, Mr. Freeze can actually be a really fascinating villain.
Well, and it looks like, you know, bringing that up, and also so we can get some of Jordy's thoughts on it. It looks like Mr. Freeze is going to have some prevalence in Gotham Knights.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
I mean-
Nice. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like,
you're right,
in the
though.
game-
I saw the trailer. It's been a while.
Well, yeah, it was technically in like some game footage. I'm not quite sure like how they're handling Freeze in that, because I don't think, like, not a lot of incarnations of Freeze really remember the fact that Nora's a thing, and I get the feeling Gotham Knights probably won't either unless they're willing to
Yeah.
prove me wrong.
I mean, we already had Arkham City that pretty much remembered that Nora is still a thing.
Oh yeah, well, Arkham
Yeah.
City was also written by the guy that pretty much made that backstory, so...
And
Also,
tech-
oh, wait. Oh, go ahead. You first.
I was gonna say, and technically speaking, even though he's more like an Echo Fighter in Injustice 2, at least they make references to Nora when he does his character intros.
Honestly, what I find really funny in Injustice 2 is that, like, I appreciate him acknowledging Nora. If you really, like, stop and look at it, everyone acts like a complete dick regarding Nora.
Yeah.
That sucks for Nora. But yeah, I was gonna say, you just now brought up, I was like, so hang on, like you mentioned that the guy who wrote her backstory like did the writing, like, so did they get like actual like comic book writers for
Oh yeah,
these games?
both Arkham Asylum and City are written by Paul Dini, who is one of the big names behind like the DC animated universe. Wrote a bunch of the more renowned episodes like Heart of Ice. He's the co-creator of Harley Quinn, the character. And he also, trying to think, there was another thing he did that I'm trying to remember that was pretty big. Like, on top of his Batman stuff.
I also have never had a reason to ask this until now, where, yeah, as James said, there's actually an actual, like, boss battle that poses a threat. Do we have any sort of healing in this game?
Nope.
No, you pretty much auto-heal after every encounter.
Well, best of luck, because this is getting pretty dicey.
We're literally running under Cuphead logic with this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny considering Cuphead came out long after this.
But don't worry, spoiler alert, I don't lose to this thing.
Good, good.
It's just... Yeah, it's just a very close call, because I'll be honest, like, sometimes, like, even though this is an easy boss, she is capable of, like, pulling some unexpected pot shots if you're not being super observant.
Right.
Yeah.
It does end up dragging the fight as a result.
Ooh, is she down?
Almost,
One more and
almost.
she will be.
Oh no!
There! No.
Whoop.
Come on!
Nice!
Oh,
Don't worry.
man.
Don't worry, Jordan, I pretty much won. Now all I have to do is just
I was gonna say,
spray
like,
the thing
man,
again.
you know how to freaking make a dramatic, like, conclusion to a grand duel. I love how he doesn't even bother making the bats. It was like, oh, forget it.
It's
No,
like,
no.
I'm so over this. Whoop. Oh, and don't
Actually,
worry,
kinda-
this doesn't kill her.
Actually looked like Sly Cooper's cane for a second there.
Kind of.
Just the symbol, but just like, oh, forget the drawing.
And so, Poison Ivy was properly taken care of.
And we won't see her until a side mission in the city.
For what it's worth.
I mean, we definitely did not remove the Titans from her system, so...
Well,
she-
I'm pretty sure once we beat her unconscious, it pretty much got rid of her hold of the plants. Because I don't think you see them, or the buds that you haven't gotten rid of are still around. But I think the plants themselves pretty much stopped now. Oh,
looks
look,
like Joker.
fireworks.
Looks like Joker with... Well, I have to appreciate his optimism and his confidence in us.
Thanks, Batman. I thought I was gonna have to do all the salad cutting myself.
But yeah, apparently, like, we've heard it referenced quite a few times. Like, Joker's been working on this air quotes party, and now the party's about to start.
All right, let's go.
Well,
Before we do,
Let's get our last little upgrade.
what will it be? What will it be?
you only have one less health upgrade left. May as well take care of that now. Party!
Doop.
Yeah, that's his party. That's his party face. His eager face.
That's his Batman face.
So with that said in mind, time to get our asses down to the cell block.
Do,
All
do, do.
right.
Oh, that's right, the Insanies.
Oh yeah.
Do. Whoop.
Sorry, you're not invited.
Oh, jeez!
I'm not giving you my invitation.
Just chuck him.
How
Yeah.
many times do I have to tell you, loonies? You're not scary.
He's
I
just
don't
like
have time to do it with you.
Not
Spit it.
scary.
Eat
Put him on top
your
of him.
peas.
Speaking
Now.
And then...
Speaking of loonies, apparently there's gonna be a Lord of the Rings game that's coming out and featuring Gollum.
Really?
Aren't there a lot of Lord of the Rings games featuring Gollum?
No, I
Oh,
mean,
this one's pretty much putting him up as the focus. The game's literally called Lord of the Rings Gollum, and I'm just thinking to myself, okay, how the heck is this gonna work out?
a lot of stealth and
okay.
creeping, I imagine, because Gollum is not a fighter.
He's literally
Anyway.
he's literally a freaking gremlin as far as the cast is concerned.
Monster sale.
Oh? I
But
feel like...
yeah,
Oh,
I will
win.
admit, by accident, I did skip over, like, an interesting bit of dialogue. One of those thugs will be talking about, like, checking to see who's on a guest list, and he says, oh, there you are, you're on the top of the list, and if you look, there's, like, just a clipboard, and the only thing that's written on in big letters is Batman.
Well,
Batman.
Yeah.
Joker just wanted to make his job very simple.
And yeah, if you notice, like, they finally finished constructing the giant Joker face on the, patient cell room.
Oh, I forgot that was actually a work...
Well, I mean, knowing this now, that certainly is something that I guess if there's speed runs of this game, that's pretty much how to do it.
Man, I just...
Alright.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Oh,
Oh, hi.
hello.
Oh, you're all here for me? Oh, you shouldn't have. Excuse me, I'm gonna go, set up some party favors, don't mind me.
Someone totally didn't take this inspiration from the SGB playthrough.
Did they do
Oh,
this?
is this what they did?
Yes, they did.
Man.
Because it's been years since I've seen their playthrough, so I kind of forgot a lot of their tricks.
And we'll just shut the door. Oh, you can. Oh, that's right, 3 times. He's like,
Like, you
hey, what are you
technically-
doing down there, Batman?
Like, you technically can't skip. You technically can skip this, but you do get an achievement if you take them out.
Of course. So while we talk over that, while this fighting is, now that I know that this entire time they've been trying to construct that Joker face, like every single time, I'm just now imagining like, because all the times we went to talk to, you know, Joker in first person, like, I imagine these goons are like, it's like, all right, well, we lost Team A, who was in charge of constructing it. Who's on Team B? Oh, that'd be Johnny. Johnny, you're on Team B. And then it's just, well, we lost Johnny when he went back the second time. Who's on Team C? They just have all of these.
Elliot, how about you?
Just all of these different teams. Like, I don't want to construct the sign anymore, Joker. It's not fun as I thought it would be.
at arts and crafts.
What do you think I'm paying you for?
You're not
pay us?
paying me at all.
We're just figments of your He probably would just imagine goons because he's crazy.
One more crack like that and you're out of here.
Party poop.
No, please wait. I have 3 kids. Well, actually, I don't.
Are you excited, Bats? I mean, we've been building up to this point all night. Tell me you've not
I
been...
wonder what happened to the other Joker bodies.
Yeah, I realized
Well-
having clones myself was probably a little bit too much. I decided to tone down the subtlety.
Hello?
It was him!
Hello.
It was him the whole time?
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's not too out of character for him. But it turns out that television set also doubles as a bomb.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah, like, try as you might, you can't escape this. You pretty much are gonna have to, like, be victim to this.
Run!
I can run, ow!
But I'm assuming the
I can't
door.
run.
I'm assuming the door wouldn't have unlocked and you'd be stunned anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, jeez. I think I've gone bad death.
bats aren't. I don't think that's how it works.
So I now truly am like the night.
Well, at the very least, it's now opened the path where we can follow him. What if the
Yep.
entire game was played like this?
I don't know. But yeah, now we get to Joker on a totally not homage to the Killing Joke with his giant throne of mannequins.
Oh yeah, including Scarface over there.
Got here.
Yeah.
It was your plan, you goofy clown.
Yeah, like Scarface kind of becomes like a little running joke throughout the Arkham series. Like you'll kind of see him in random places
He's
here
so
and there.
dumb.
I'm sending you back to the ventriloquist where you belong.
Doodly-doo.
It's so weird seeing the Joker frown sometimes. I don't know why.
Titan goons. Oh, that's a policeman.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's infected the local police.
You had to spoil everything, didn't you? Beating up Bane, feeding Scarecrow to Croc.
Not canon.
Slapping around Harley, my hobby, by the way.
Ouch.
And ruining all my
Yeah.
lovely Venom plans.
It's over.
But yeah, we totally took care of the plans. He said so himself.
Why, my dear,
Yeah.
Dark Knight, it has a
But yeah, now
This-
time for...
Oh,
I was about to say, yeah, like, before we deal with Joker, we gotta go through one last bit of Mook beat-ups, now with 2 Titans in tow.
Oh,
I'm sure we can handle that. I mean, we've fought 2 Titans before already.
Well,
yeah, but with
yeah.
extra mooks.
Oh,
Well, we have, actually.
Well, maybe once or twice, but oh well. Second verse, same with the first 30 of them. But other than that, I guess I was curious, Jordy, what were your thoughts on Gotham Knights and stuff? Or if you had, also if you want to toss it in there, your thoughts on that the Batman movie trailer.
Okay, so first I'll go on Gotham Knights. I think it's really interesting, and I'm excited to see how it goes from here, especially since we have more than one incarnation of Robin, even though technically it's a different, like, stage of Robin. Like, we got Nightwing, we've got the Red Hood, regular Robin in the mix.
And Batgirl.
And, of course, background. Who could forget about her? But yeah, I'm
Right.
excited to see how that goes. Now,
once
as
again,
for
though,
the...
they completely forgot that Tim Drake was a thing.
Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
that they're using Tim instead of Damien. I was worried because the fact that he had a hood and his haircut kind of looked like Damien, I was really afraid that it was Damien again.
They confirmed that was Tim Drake?
Yeah, well, they did confirm it's Tim Drake, yeah.
Oh,
okay.
good.
Honestly, I thought too that was Damien, and I'm like, God damn it,
Whoop.
does nobody remember the Spunky Kid?
Yeah, now it's Tim Drake, and then I'm still curious to see how Red Skull is going to factor into this.
Red Hood, you mean?
Red
Red
Hood.
Hood.
Red Hood. Sorry, Red Skull's someone else.
I mean, the fact that Red Hood is even actually, you know, an ally is like, I thought he hated Batman's guts.
Well, I think there's been, like, instances where it's like he's not, like... He still has his, like, own little, like, crusade, but I think it's gone to a point where it's like he doesn't hate Batman as much as he used to.
Probably. But anyway, going back a bit, the Batman. I think it's gonna be okay at best. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up too high or my expectations high or low, because let's be honest here, Robert Pattinson, I think he's an alright actor for who he is. He tries his best. Whether or not he's gonna do well as Batman, I'm not sure. Or even
Honestly,
Bruce Wayne.
Like, if I can add on to that, like what you were saying earlier, like kind of is semi-reminiscent of my thoughts on it. It's like, from what I've seen of the trailer, it's like, it looks like it's perfectly well made. I don't really see anything, like, particularly special from it, though, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. I wouldn't give it hate, though. That's the thing. I wouldn't give it hate, especially because, you know, this is just a trailer. Like, I think it might be okay at best.
Yeah.
I guess to finish off the trifecta of Batman-related news, thoughts on, or, okay, I guess this doesn't really count as Batman news, but it's the same damn developers. Your thoughts on Suicide Squad, the game?
I still need to see the trailer! I keep forgetting!
I'll tell you what, I'll show it to you once we're done with the finale.
Have they actually shown any gameplay off, or is it still just story?
Not yet,
stuff?
it's just... Not yet, it's only the trailer, because the thing about, like, the thing with Rocksteady is that, like,
nice.
they, for better or worse, they tend to be kind of, like, stingy
that was a
when it
big
comes
jump.
to, like, their stuff. Like, I remember with Arkham City, like, ever since the initial trailer, it took, like, I think a year or two before they showed a proper gameplay of it. I wouldn't be surprised if they still carried that over with the Suicide Squad game.
It's probable.
Yeah.
Do you think, were they as stingy with Arkham Knight? Because I honestly don't remember the wait between trailer and gameplay being that bad.
I think Arkham Knight, it wasn't as bad as it was in City, but there still was the wait. Like, it wasn't like with Origins, where you got the trailer, then the game came out like a few months later.
Oh, damn it.
Gordon!
Thought we took him back to the city.
No, apparently Joker's men got him, or like they were able to stop the boat.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh.
Dude.
Oh!
Ugh.
Are we
Oh,
actually gonna
jeez.
become a...
Wait. No.
Jeez,
I like how even like the Mel Gauntlet like morphs with the Titan morphing.
You're trying to resist the change. That's not
Dupe.
I mean, honestly, if it really did come to a point where he did transform, I can only imagine what that would have looked like.
you want to play.
I do like this a little bit.
Do ya?
A feather.
Why a feather?
He wanted to
it's
get under
silly.
his skin.
You're ruining
Yeah.
my big night.
But yeah, apparently, like, because Batman's will is so devil damn strong, he's actually able to, just barely, but he's fighting off the effects of the Venom, and that's pretty much got Joker all in a tizzy, because, like, you know, he's been planning for this all night, and nothing's going his way, so he's figuring, like, you know what? Life's just not gonna get any better from this. Why even bother?
Oh!
Joker!
I mean,
Oh, you really think that's gonna kill him?
Yeah, I was about to say, like, you can totally tell that was just
Whoa.
an act.
And thus we get to one of the more divisive decisions in this entire game.
You mean the most panned part of the game?
Eh.
Yeah, basically, like, yeah, and that's no joke, like, for as fantastic as the whole game is, the final boss and the ending are unanimously, like, the weakest part of the game, because I'll go into, like, detail further, but it's an instance of, it's kind of like an anticlimax considering how the rest of the game is, what it's all been building up to. And then there's a matter of the final boss itself, which is like, you know, Joker has been injected with Titan, which turns him into this devil damn monstrosity.
Oh, God.
Which looks kind of badass on the surface, but they really don't take advantage of this form at all.
Well, it effectively just means... His voice also should have been different, but...
Yeah, it should have been distorted! Or
Venom.
deeper,
And
like
honestly, like,
steroids.
Not even just, like, the different voice. I find it weird that, like, when anyone else gets injected with Titan, they pretty much become a mindless monster, whereas Joker, he pretty much acts the same.
I guess his will?
I mean, I think he's just fully embracing it.
Well, I mean, I guess
Also,
that's the point.
also you would argue he has all this arena and this referee chair set up as though he was planning to do this from the beginning. But yeah, the reason why a lot of people, like, frankly, were questioning this before we get to it is that you have this whole thing where he's a detective. It's always been about, trying to find the better way of, like, meaning of the mind, like, strategy and stuff, but... Oh, cool, we have the antidote.
That's right. Problem is that, like, we only made the one thing of it, and we wasted that one thing just to make sure we don't turn into a Titan.
Well, I mean, nice. At least you had it at the literal moment.
So, I guess the idea is that you take all of the Joker's conflict with Batman, and people are like, you took all that, and you just boiled it down to a fight where we just punch him over and over again until he just sits down.
Yeah,
Oh, hang on a
basically.
second, Joker. Gotta get one more upgrade.
Hold on.
Even then, all that's like, all that punching the Joker. It's like that's fine and all. It's just that, well, like it's also the problem that the Joker again takes no real advantage of this form beyond just doing this and then
he could
being all
rule
like,
Gotham
yeah,
with
I'm
this.
bored.
Like,
Yeah, after that, he'll just get up onto the stage, have even more mooks drop down because we haven't had enough of this,
But
and he'll
why?
randomly throw down these little bombs to, like, explode on you.
But
And
no,
you
you're...
wanna know the...
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You got this.
Well, it sounds like you're about to add on to it. I'll let you go first.
Just, yeah, I agree with James. Like, really? Like, he didn't even seem to get hurt that much. He's just like, this is boring.
Yeah. And so, another thing, this is also, like, pretty key. So it's like, keep in mind, like, this is all being televised. Like, there's choppers around filming this entire encounter. There'll be some occasions where, like, the choppers will get, like... excuse me.
The teeth
Some
have finally risen up.
Yeah, so it's like there'll be some choppers that get close enough to try to get a good look on Joker here, and Joker and his ego, he'll try to sap the attention for all it's worth. When he's turning around facing the helicopter, that's when you want to use the upgraded Bat Claw to pull him back down.
Gotcha. Oh, there it goes. It's game ready.
The more I stop and think about it, I could totally see it being a case where, in exchange for Joker still having his, for lack of a better word, free will, that saps away some of his overall energy in this form, which is why he gets so impatient during those slasher bits.
Yeah, and also something I'll say. First off, I will admit I did take a few pot shots, but that's only because I wasn't keeping into account that maybe running and dodge rolling would be really effective. But going back to a point I was making earlier, so. I know the show is really divisive with a lot of people, but there's an episode of The Batman that has a similar premise to this, where Joker steals some of Bane's venom and uses it to become pretty much this. That episode ends up taking more advantage of this concept than this game does, because Joker actually does go about wreaking some serious havoc in this form, as opposed to what he's doing here.
Yeah. And I mean, I guess the more I stop and think about it, I guess it makes more sense for that Joker to be doing this, considering Joker, that portrayal of Joker is literally the textbook definition of a monkey man.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different, but I honestly really like it. Particularly the voice actor, Kevin Michael Richardson. It's it doesn't sound like a traditional Joker, but the acting definitely makes up for it. You can tell he's having a lot of fun with the character.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite Jokers, honestly.
There we go. But it also looks like if we do this enough times, the floor is actually going to be able to cave in from all these impacts we're doing.
Yep.
I love how...
And don't mind that little blackness, that's just a mook clipping through the camera.
That's great.
Also, I love how, you barely even wailed on him that much, but the game just decided to, take those other hit shots into account just so he can get to his third phase.
Yeah. So, Jordy, your thoughts on this thing?
I mean, he's big, he's got long nails, and a mohawk for some weird reason. It's weird!
And a whole...
But enough about your attraction to him. What do you think of the fight itself?
I did it! Okay, you want to play that game with me, mister?
He's got sharp claws and a whole lot of tood. Also electric floors.
The fight's alright, a little tedious at best.
Yeah. It is hands down the easiest fight in the game.
It's just,
It's
beat up
sad, considering it's the final boss of the game.
mooks, and then a situational, the teeth, and then a situational, QTE where don't dodge into the wall.
Yeah.
You know, I remember that looking a lot more violent in the Mario Strikers series, where if you got whammed straight to that thing, you got straight up electrocuted to high hell.
Like fried.
Yeah.
Careful.
Yeah, like Strikers in general just goes to like really big extremes when it comes to how it portrays Mario.
Oh, I see. If you let those guys keep interacting with that booth, they'll keep zapping Gordon.
Yeah, well, no, that's not it. That booth right there pretty much has like guns in there. Like you've seen that throughout.
right. The security. Yeah, I completely forgot about those security booths. We haven't seen too many of them.
All right.
Yeah. Don't worry. I just gotta take care of that first.
Nice.
Now I can bring him down.
And actually, with that, we're pretty much done.
Wow.
Bunt.
Stop. Yeah.
Yep, hit down. Oh gosh.
Zappity zap zap.
It only tickles, darling.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the fact that your spinal cord has ripped out of your body.
Yeah.
again,
Oh, I see what he just did there. Nice.
Oh yeah. And against all logic, because doing this would at the very least take off Batman's entire arm.
Non-lethal.
Instead, it took out Joker's teeth.
Yep. And therein ends Joker's big plan for this first game, and, you know, in spite of it having, like, a very anti-climaxing ending, it's still, like, a very good, like, first outing for the Bat. Oh, and also, like, you also get, like, different trophies depending on which difficulty you beat him on.
I almost like to imagine this entire game, especially because it's so short. The reason why Bigger Bang Ha, the fact that it is like it's so short and may or may not be considered to have an anticlimactic ending. I guess you could. I like to imagine this like they did do their best to more or less create like their own Batman episode of sorts.
That's pretty much what it is at the end of the day.
I mean, like I said, like it's definitely a good start to a series.
I'll survive. See you tonight, Barbara.
And I guess they made more Anti-Titan.
Give you a ride?
Oh yeah, basically, I guess Batman was able to salvage the formula and pretty much gave it to them so that they could be able to, like, cure everyone else that was still infected.
Including
Yeah.
Bane, right?
Oh no, Bane's gone.
Harvey
Like,
Dent.
remember, we took him out at the beginning of the game.
Jeez, my night just never ends.
Alfred, make me a cup of coffee. It's gonna be a long night. It's 4:30 in the morning.
All right, in that case, give me some Vichy Swaz while you're at it.
Oh, these credits are really fast. Holy crap.
Well, that's because these credits are pretty lengthy, so I had to speed them up.
Okay.
Yeah, that's one thing about the Arkham series, is that, like, they tend to be pretty lengthy when it comes to the credits.
I mean, they want to give credit where credit is due. A lot of people really worked on this game.
Oh no, I'm not saying that's wrong, I'm just saying they're really long.
I know, I was just kind of being
you're fine.
teasing.
But anyway, on that note, just, like, my final thoughts on Arkham Asylum in that, like, it really is a great game. Like, as far as, like, this really was, like, a big deal at the time, because, like, this was pretty much, like, a really high caliber for superhero games to come, and it's still a fantastic game on its own merits. I'll admit, because I kind of got a little spoiled with what City, and to a certain extent Origins, gave me, that I kind of find a hard time going back to Asylum, because, like, between the two, it's a lot more bare bones, but I'm not going to give it too much slack, because even though, like, it's a lot more bare bones, the game's kind of designed in a way where it's not, like, a massive issue. It's just kind of one of those instances where it's, like, it's kind of similar to, like, going back from, like, Crash 1 to the other Crash games. Like, it's fine on its own merits, but the other games kind of spoiled me to a point where it's hard to go to the first one as often as the sequels.
That's fair.
Would you like to go next, Jordan?
Yeah, why not? So, from what I remember from my brother playing way back when, I thought it was alright for what it is. I thought it was cool. You know, like a good starting point for the series. I'll agree with you that, yeah, I don't think this is, like, one of the best out of, the series. Like, I do think Arkham City is better, but I do, like I said, I give credit where it's due, and I do think it has a lot of potential. Oh, what's this?
If I can interrupt real quick. So, this next scene randomizes showing 3 different characters surviving the chaos on Arkham Island. And given events that happen later on in the series, I figured it's only appropriate that we go with this particular option.
Alright, let's see who's the lucky hand that pops out of the water.
So, tonight's survivor is... Scarecrow.
What?
Scarecrow.
Yeah, so for people that don't know, there's no real way of figuring out ahead of time, but that scene randomizes between 3 different characters coming out of that. Scarecrow, Killer Croc, and Bane. Like, I remember when I first played the game, I got Bane, but it is possible to, like, cycle between those 3, and I figured, given what happens later in the series, it would make sense if it was Scarecrow getting his hand out there.
Well, yeah, because he does actually make a return. Like,
Well,
proper.
to be fair, Bane does too, and Arkham City's whole side quest with him is to literally find whatever Titan is left and destroy it.
That is fair. But we can talk about that once we get to City. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Jordan?
Other than it gave me pure nostalgia for the animated series growing up. And, yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
Alright, which one of you two want to go next?
Not it.
Go ahead, James.
I mean, honestly, I can't say much else about this game that Hype hasn't already said. I mean, it's a really solid Batman game, and it really did lay down the foundation for most, if not all, other superhero-centric games to follow, for better or worse. And yeah, Arkham City is definitely the better game in some regard, though a part of me does hold a little bit more sentimental value with Arkham Asylum, if only because it's literally the only one I've actually gotten pretty close to beating. I mean, I barely even played Arkham City. Like, the most I've seen out of it is just playthroughs and all that. But yeah, otherwise, solid stuff all around. Can't say much more than that.
I mean, I won't blame you for kind of being a little bit more preferable to Asylum, because as much as City improves on a lot of things, and it's a much bigger game, Asylum is also a lot more streamlined to a point where I can understand people having an easier time going back to it than City.
Not to mention the fact that the Riddler stuff isn't nearly as tedious in this game as it is in later ones.
Right.
Oh yeah, like if you thought it was bad, like if you thought the Riddler stuff is bad now, which it's not like bad, it's just tedious. Some would argue it gets to probably the worst in the next game. But for right now, let's go on to Logan. You're left.
Just that, yeah. Considering all that came before, I think this was a very solid. I thought this was a very solid game, especially like one that it didn't try to adapt any other story. Like, it felt like this was like a really nice little like own like encapsulated universe that they created for the Batman franchise. And I mean, the grittier, darker tone, if it was going to work for anything, of course it'd have to work for Batman. And the combat, clearly, we said, like, has had a lot of inspirations drawn from it since then. Like, that free-flowing, like, doesn't feel too stiff, like, how the animations move from one another to really, like, keep combat interesting and at the very least entertaining to watch. Strong props to them, and I am looking forward to seeing what else happens in this franchise.
Yes, and that's definitely something we're going to be like going more into, because yeah, the next time we revisit the Arkham series, we're going to go straight to City, which I did record, and I feel like just as a bit of an apology if it feels like I've been kind of like stammering or like my mind's been kind of like blanking here and there when it comes to Asylum, because it's like, because I go back to City a lot more, I kind of am a little bit rusty when it comes to Asylum, so I probably had like a lot of like details wrong, or like aren't quick on the draw as everyone else is. But don't worry, that's definitely going to change with City, because that game I feel a lot more like confident talking about. But anyway, until next time, thank you for watching Arkham Asylum. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least hope you enjoyed it more than the last commentary I did, judging from the comments. And thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a bat day.
Bye-bye.
Can somebody get me a doctor?